Yes, hi everyone. Welcome to our today's session. So if it's your first time, you can use my WhatsApp number below and my email address if you want to join our training. My name is Issa Ngoi. I am Cisco, Microsoft or Microsoft and IBM instructor. Besides that, I'm also a lecturer in different universities. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen and we are going to start. You need to have a simulator with you. I don't know which simulator you are using currently, but you can use Packet Tracer for now, or you can go for other simulators. So I'm gonna share my screen and we are going to start our today's training, right? So what you need to do, just go to your simulator and what we're gonna do, maybe we can drag and drop just two computers here, right? And between those two computers, what we're gonna do again, we can purchase, we can buy a switch. Especially we're gonna use maybe layer 2 or layer 3 switches. But for now, I'm gonna go for layer 2 switch. I'm gonna use the 2960 switch. And I'm gonna do my cabling here, right? You just do your cabling here. 0 bar 1. This one I can use also 0 bar 2. And I can have here another network here, right? And I can use layer 3 switch 3560, and we can also run like our cable, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna have some laptops here, and I'm gonna use the console cable to talk to my switch, right? So guys, what we are trying to do like today, we are trying to see just basic configurations when it comes to those two switches, basic configurations. And after that, we're going to talk about some console settings. Remember, those routers or those switches we're using now have what? Have console ports. So what are those basic configurations when it comes to your console port? What you must do for those console ports, right? This is what we are trying to do. So now what I'm going to do first, you can see here, my table is here. So I'm going to use this particular table. The first one, we can go to our switch number 1. Okay, I'm using a switch into a router. And just do this. Okay. We are going to disable DNS lookup, right? You need to disable DNS lookup. What does it mean? When you disable DNS lookup, it will allow you to prevent the router from trying to translate the wrong command into website names, which avoid long delays. And this is the command for you to disable DNS lookup. So every time you work with switches, you need to understand that sometimes when you type a wrong command, that wrong command, your switch can try to understand it. Your switch can consider it as a website name, right? So as I said, most of the time, when you will be configuring your device, your switch, right? Sometimes you can make mistake because you're a human being. By making mistakes, your switch will try to understand that wrong command that you typed, right? And by trying to understand it, so a switch will take it like it's a website name. By trying to understand it, it's gonna delay your work. You have to wait because it's gonna be stuck. You're gonna see it's gonna be written sometimes translating to 55 to 55. This is a delay, right? So to avoid that, you need to stop your switch for trying to understand wrong command, right? By doing what? By deactivate DNS lookup, right? And sometimes, so if you didn't disable, you can just do Control Shift 6, Control plus Shift plus 6. So if it happened that you are stuck, you can just do Control Shift 6. It can come out, right? But let's do it now. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna access your switch here. So you know already what to do from here. So this is the user mode. You cannot do nothing here. We type EN. This is the shortcut for enable. We move to privilege mode, and we cannot do anything here. We have to type configure terminal, and this is the shortcut conf C, and we are here. From here, I'm gonna say no IP domain lookup. So what does it mean? So I'm stopping my switch to try to understand wrong comment, right? This is the first comment that you need to type just to prepare your console like environments to work properly, so that when you start with configurations, you won't gonna have problems, right? And number two, when you are done with that, we need to change the host name, the name of the switch. So after changing the name of the switch, because if you give your switch a wrong name, it's gonna be very hard for you to identify it. And the second one, we're gonna talk about line console 0. That's the physical port. We need to enter there. And when we are there, we need to disable console timeout. What does it mean, disabling console timeout? It means that you need to keep the console session active, right? You must stop the device to start logging you out, right? So it's gonna control how long a device waits before logging you out. So most of the time when you'll be doing configuration, your device, okay, let's say you are doing nothing. Maybe somebody's calling you outside, or maybe your boss is calling you, and you leave your configurations like that. The device, the switch will kick you out. You understand? And when you come back, you must start over again. So to avoid that, to avoid a switch logging you out, what you must do, you need to configure what we call, you need to disable the console timeout, right? And how to disable the console timeout? Very easy. You can see here, it's the exit timeout. 00 is minutes and seconds. So when I'm saying 00 means it's off. But sometimes I can put here 2, then I can put 3, means that you can log me out after 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're gonna do it here. You just type like exit timeout 00. 00 means deactivate. But remember, this is minutes. You can say 2 minutes and 30 seconds, means that you need to log me out when I'm doing nothing after 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And you press. And here, we cannot first do this one because we are not in line console. First, I have to be first here, line console 0, because this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to bring no IP domain lookup, right? So if I'm not doing anything under my line console 0, what is it? Yeah, no, this one. Oh, okay, I can just type it again, timeout 00. So if I'm not doing nothing here, don't log me out, right? So the device won't gonna log you out even if you are not doing any configuration. So you press enter. Number 3, what you're gonna do again, you need to configure logging. You need to type the comment logging synchronous. Logging synchronous means what? It's going to keep error messages from interrupting your typing. What does it mean? So it means that when you start typing your comment, right? When you start configuring your device, sometimes there are some error messages that will be popping up, displaying. Why? Because the device is working. Some of the error messages will be showing up. And those error messages will be disturbing you from carrying on with your configuration. To stop that, you need to say logging synchronous. We're gonna come there, we're gonna say logging synchronous. Okay, and after that, we are going to exit. And when you exit, the last one, you need to configure what we call banner right? You need to set a login banner. So what does it mean? This one will display a message when someone access the router showing the leg pulse. But here it means what? It means when someone is trying to access my device, my switch can display a warning message. I want my switch to display a warning message. And for me to do that, so I'm going to use banner motd. So I'm going to just come down, I'm going to say banner motd, and I must put a special character like this one. I can just say here, don't access this switch. This switch. This is just a warning message. And when I'm done, you need to close with the same special character. So when I'm starting with this one, I must stop with this one. And I'm gonna press enter, right? And guys, those are the comments that I wanted you to understand when it comes to console settings, right? So as I said, we are talking about basic configurations, especially we're talking about console settings. What are the things you need to configure first before even carrying on with your configuration? Because if you don't do those basic console settings, you're gonna end up having problems during your configuration, right? The first one, you need to disable the domain lookup or DNS lookup. What does it mean? I need to stop my switch to try to understand wrong command. Number two, you must have a host name that we never did, but we're gonna do it. Just to identify your router or your switch. Let me just do it also. I jumped. That one I can say host name switch building one. All right. So you need also to change the name of your switch. That name must be meaningful. That name must show the location of the device because you will be working with thousands of devices. So you need a proper way of naming your devices, right? So when you stop your device from trying to understand the wrong command, you need also to make sure that your device cannot start logging you out. Because most of the time when we don't use the device will kick us out. We need to stop that, right? And how to stop it? You just go to the line console 0. What you're gonna say, exec timeout 00. But you can precise also after how many minutes and seconds the device can log you out. You can say like exec timeout 2 minutes 30 seconds, right? You can also do that. And beside that, we spoke about logging synchronous. What does it mean by logging synchronous? When you are working with your switches, a switch will try to display error messages, some messages. Understand? So you are trying to configure and messages are coming. Those error messages will block you sometimes, will allow you to make mistakes because sometimes you are somewhere else, but you see some other messages. Now you need to stop that. How to stop it from your device? You just say logging synchronous, right? This is what you need to do before even continue with your configuration. Now I will go to the layer 3 switch and we're going to do the same things now fast because everybody now understand what I was trying to explain to you so that we can have a good understanding, right? So now we are here, we can go to the layer 3 switch and I'm gonna go to terminal. And when I go to terminal, you can just say no, enable config host name switch layer 3 building 4, right? No, oh, okay, no IP domain lookup. So when you are done with deactivating DNS lookup, you can also say like exit timeout 00. Okay, I must first go to the line console. I'll line console 0 first. I jump. I'm gonna say it's a timeout 00. And I'm gonna say again, logging synchronous, logging synchronous, making mistake, synchronous, right? And from here, I can come out, right? So guys, those are the basic console settings that you need to configure first before even starting doing the rest of the things, right? Very, very important. So as I said, so if it's your first time, my WhatsApp number is here below and my email address. We are a recognized Cisco Academy. You can contact us if you want to do your training from the CompTIA, A+, N+, CCNA, Microsoft certification, AWS, cybersecurity, and so on. You can contact us wherever you are. We do have students like all over the world. Anytime you're free, maybe like after work, you can contact me on WhatsApp and they can send you a link and we can continue with our coaching, right? So everything it's simple and easy, right? The only things that you need to practice, right? You need to practice. So this is our first lab session, and next time we're going to do second lab, third lab, until we will be finishing with CCNP hands-on lab. Thank you very much. See you next time.